Oh, you know what? Before we move on to the next lesson, I'm gonna show you something else regarding the normals. There's this mesh over here that is going to be on the tornado, and as you can see, the alpha of the mesh is 0 over here, and it gradually goes up to 1 all around its length like this. So this can also be used as a mask for the vertex offset. So we're going to create a new material called fxmat underscore, let's just call it custom normals 02. I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna set it to translucent again, unlit, and this time, well, actually, yeah, it's not about custom normals. It's just about the offset period, because we're not using custom normals for it. But these two lessons go together for the purpose of the exam. So, oh yeah, the mesh right now it's not double-sided. That's why we don't see the this side of it. But we're gonna set it to double-sided over here, and same thing as earlier. We can give it a color. Let's get something shiny on here again. Opacity, we can just leave it at 1. And now for the vertex offset, instead of using the vertex normal, we can simply use an axis like this. So if we want it to point up, because that's what we're going to use it for, we simply put a 1 in the blue channel, which corresponds to the z-axis, and then same thing, we multiply this by a parameter over here. And what is the use of this vertex alpha? Well, we're gonna multiply it with the vertex alpha, which means that whatever is whiter is going to move up in the z-axis, and whatever is black is going to stay in place. So we're gonna get that sort of movement where the ring is kind of opening up, if that makes sense. Anyway, you'll see what I mean very soon. So well, let's just put it like this for now, and let's save. And now let us assign this new material to that mesh. Alright, so if we go in our material now, if we change this value, it's going up or it's going down. And if we multiply this by the vertex color and we get the alpha, same thing as we did earlier almost. And now we save it. Now if we change a value over here, see what's happening? And this is something that's going to be required in the tornado, because let me just open up the video again. You've got these meshes that detach themselves from the main body of the tornado. Maybe things are happening too fast, but can you can see these mesh that are sort of swirling, curling around. They're actually these meshes. We don't see them very fast, very long enough. Wait, I think I was actually pointing the wrong mesh. But just to give you an idea, we'll make it as part of a particle system. So yeah, let's just check this beforehand. Use with mesh particles, yes. Particle sprites, why not? Is that all the options we have here? Yeah, whenever the material takes time to load up again when you've put it on a particle system, is that basically if you assign it here, that option over there gets checked automatically, like either one of these, and then that's why it asks you to save the material again, because apparently these things need to be on in order to work in the particle system. Alright, so if we go back in here, let's just create a new particle system. We'll set the type data to a mesh, override material as usual. Now let's get this ring, let's put it there. We can actually delete the ring that was there. And if I click restart, oh yeah, initial size, let's make sure it's set to 1. Now we have these. And finally our material. Alright, so we have these things. Maybe we can spawn 5. And what we are going to do is the same thing as we did with this over here. We're going to put a dynamic parameter in this one as well. So let's get our dynamic parameter. We can call this Z offset. And well, we can keep this number over here. This way, if we multiply the Z offset by 1, it's actually kind of multiplying by 78 point whatever we have. Or we can just delete it. But inside of our dynamic parameter, now we're going to have to get a value of 78 to get to the same result. Three hours later. Alright, finally. Okay, so if we go in here, parameter, dynamic, let's click refresh. Now if I put a number over here like 50, they're offset, and we can also animate it with a curve. So it will go from 0 to 50. Oh, don't forget to put a 1 over here. Now you have these meshes that open up gradually as they live. And we can make them spawn at random rotation. So initial mesh rotation. Obviously I don't want it to rotate randomly on all axes, just like this. And let's give it a size by life. It will start from 1 to, I don't know. Let's keep this to 1. Yeah, we're going to lock X and Y, but for the Z axis we don't want to scale it up. So if we put 5, or maybe just 2. And then if we put a rotation rate, I'm not sure which number I like, but you get what I'm doing, where I'm going with this. And then I could simply put in the same texture that we had earlier, this one, for the alpha, and we might as well also put particle color. I am literally telling you how to do the material for the final assignment. So if we just multiply particle alpha with this red channel over here like this, and we save, we can make them fade away. And I think that by default, the color over lifetime node is already making them fade anyway. The one that comes along whenever you create a new particle. Yep, there you go. Pretty smooth. I think the reason we don't see this alpha over here is because the color is so boosted that it overshines the gradient. Maybe, or maybe it's something else. Could be the UVs. Why don't I check the UVs? Huh, yeah, I said it vertically instead of horizontally. So I would need a different type of gradient. Let me see if I have it. Let's click import. Do I have the right type of texture? Not really, but I could take this one. And I'm simply going to swap them and save. Yeah, it's a bit thinner now, but we get something really smooth out of it. And what does it look like if we spawn 20 of them? And we make them live faster and more velocity too. There you go, with magic right over there. Alright, so now that really concludes what I had to show you guys concerning well, custom normals and vertex offset.